Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Coliseum here at OG&E Coliseum. Tony Wilson, Kobe Connell, who will be bringing in momentarily, but I snagged a guest, and that is none other than the 5A girls state champion coach, Mr. Kyle Ritchie. How's that sound?
Oh, say it again.
5A girls state champion coach, Kyle Ritchie.
It feels great. I'm so happy for these girls. They played their butts off. Geez. The blood, sweat, and tears they put in all year, we could have melted down 9.
Sure.
And we didn't.
Just to avenge that 45-44 area tournament loss in the winner's bracket there, Kyle, and your girls fought back hard in that consolation game, which you know is an extremely hard game to play.
It is.
No matter, and then run off 3 straight here in the state tournament. And then talk about the charge on the end there with like 12 seconds or so left.
Right. Kinley Sutton, she took 5 against McGinnis in the regional final. Kinley Sutton probably took 20, 25 charges this year. I mean, nobody likes to do that.
Sure.
It hurts sometimes.
Sure. Well, she got trucked on that one.
She did.
She got
In
trucked.
fact, the trainer did a test real
So
quick.
she got concussed?
To see if I was going to have to he did a real quick test, and she got to stay in. And basically, at no point in time was that ball going to her.
No.
She was a decoy, but she had hit 3 or 4 3-pointers throughout the night.
Sure.
So I knew there was probably not going to be any shell defense.
So now talk about the 7 seconds that it took to get down the floor, and what a gutsy move all the way to the rack.
It was. I took a timeout. I
Sure.
wanted to see what he was going to do. It looked like he was going to get in the 22, 2-2-1. So I drew it up. I said, hey, we're going to back screen. And I said, and if he changes, because, you call a timeout for something, then the other coach changes.
Right.
I said, either way, we're going to put it in Kari's hands, and we're going to set back screens. I said, Kari, 7 seconds is an eternity.
100%.
And when they backed off and kind of let us get it to, I don't know, the logo, I was like, holy cow, now that's even
better.
Even better.
Yeah.
So, geez.
What was it? What was your embrace with Lenny like?
It's special. I mean, you have to take the friendship out when you're coaching the daughter.
Sure.
I'm sure there were times he didn't agree with everything I did. You're looking at a coach that's won multiple state champions.
Sure, 100%.
So, now did we have
But he lets you do your job, though.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's not what I meant.
No, but okay. I'm saying a lot of times people get that misconception, though.
Oh, no, absolutely not. She didn't play because of our friendship.
No. She plays great defense. That's why she played.
Her stats. She's never
minuscule.
She's a coach's kid. She's in the right spot. She'll guard the post. She'll guard a guard. Coach, what do I have to do to help us win a game?
Right.
And that's what she's done.
Well, congratulations. And we've been friends a long time, and I'm extremely happy for you. And we're going to see if the Carl Albert Titans can pull off the two-peat.
Right. We'll see if we can have a sweep. And it's something that my wife asked me up here. I haven't looked it up. When's the last time?
Same boys and girls have won?
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll have to ask Chris Wilfong. I was at the game. But, Kyle, appreciate it. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks for the interview.
All right,
appreciate everything you all do.
Thank you. That's Kyle Ritchie, head girls coach at Carl Albert. That is the 5A state champion, Carl Albert. Colby, thanks for letting me borrow your headset there for just a second. Kyle and I have a long-standing friendship, and like to welcome in Colby Connell, head boys basketball coach at Kingfisher, and part-time summertime coach. And, Coach, you've had some of these kids that we'll see from Carl Albert as they try to make it 2 in a row. And thanks for joining us here today on the Squirtle stream along with the WWLS platform.
Yeah, happy to be here. 2 very athletic teams, 2 coaches that are familiar with this game. Coach Price has been in this game many, many times, and 15 state tournament appearances in 16 years. Jesse's first appearance as a head coach, but was here as an assistant with PC West and won a state title there as an assistant. And so 2 evenly matched teams. They saw each other earlier in the year and played each other to 3 points. So I'm excited for a good, fun, close game.
Now, that, too, was in the area tournament, correct?
Yes, sir. And Newcastle got the better of that one. But both teams playing their best basketball. Gone through some tough ones. Carl Albert taking down Booker T and OT, and then Del City Newcastle taking down East Central in the first round of the state tournament, and then following that up with a win against a very impressive win against the Midwest City team. So two very, very hungry teams looking to get after it today.
Well, all three Middale schools got to that 5A plateau, and you don't see that very often, that all three make it in one district, whether it be Putnam City, Moore, Edmond, or the Middale system, but they did. Looks like we had an official run off the floor for just a second, so this one's be delayed. And do you think this will be the same type of game as it was in the area tournament, Coach?
I think so. Carl Albert, their games have been close, and just knowing these kids, like you said earlier, I've coached a few of these kids in the summer. Just knowing some of these kids and having seen them up close, playing Newcastle the past couple of years out at Kingfisher. I think it's two very athletic ball clubs that should play each other close.
Well, looks like that we're just about ready here. Newcastle will be the home team on the scoreboard. They'll be in their white uniforms, blue trim, numbers, and black piping down the sides. Carl Albert, road red with the gray numbers. Glad we're not higher up. Those gray numbers get hard to see. And we're underway. Newcastle is going to control the tip out on the wing for the Racers. Man-to-man defense being deployed here by Carl Albert to start. Ball's tipped away, and that's going to be taken away by number 11. Is that 21? Man.
That was number 10, Austin Johnson.
I can't even see him from here. And I'm blind in one eye, can't see him the other.
Yeah, number 1, Elijah Matthews got his hand on it there.
Newcastle also in a man-to-man defense. 15-footer up off the rim and good. Austin Johnson with the game's first basket.
He's one of the kids I've been around a lot, and he just doesn't get sped up.
Coach, do you tell your kids a lot to take that 15-footer? I mean, it's wide open, as there's also a wide-open shot coming right back to you.
I don't, and Austin would tell you that he's heard me say, those are bad shots, but, hey, when kids start showing they can make them, you let them do it.
2-2. Early goings here in this 5A championship game. Culmination of a long season, and it's just hard to believe that we're down to this and one more game in the 2026 basketball season. Just seems like yesterday was October 1st, right?
Absolutely. Goes quick.
Carl Albert with the basketball. Little motion to the rack, up and in, good for Elijah Matthews. Talk about Elijah Matthews. I see your notes here.
He's a fun kid to coach. Super competitor. He's a stud running back. I mean, he's got offers and people attracted all over the place. He was Gatorade Player of the Year this past year for that state title, Carl Albert football team, and he's a competitor. Just gritty, tough. And there we saw him come off a ball screen and go get a layup.
What makes him so good? What is his
He's just tough. It's funny, when you look at him, even as a running back, he's not he doesn't look super fast. He just gets where he wants and how he wants. And the joke we would always crack as coaches in the summer is you couldn't foul him hard enough. He was going to get the ball where he wanted it to go. And there's times where, it looks casual or lackadaisical, but it's just he's so talented and just kind of plays at his own pace that it looks that way.
Carl Albert with a 2-point lead off the basket by Matthews. Baseline drive, kick out, 3 in the air by Matthews. It's good. 7-2 for the 3. Got the net fixed there. Titan fans on our side. Newcastle was on this side last game, Coach, and they were loud, so we'll see if the Titan fans can be as loud today. Their squad with a 7-2 early lead. Traveling the call.
Carl Albert, the last couple possessions defensively are just really packed it in, trying to make Newcastle have to do it over the top of them.
Racers extending the defense out. There's nearly a turnover, but a 3 in the air instead, off the front of the iron, if you will. Battle for the board is going to be taken down by the Racers, and here they come. Ooh, nice move to the rack.
The pace of this game has been interesting. I think Newcastle would like to go a little bit faster than what it started out. Carl Albert not playing slow, but just playing very, very controlled and organized.
Long 3. No good.
That was Brandon Rogers. He's hit a few of those this tournament. He's the one that hit the buzzer beater over the top of Booker T to win that one.
What a game that was.
Yeah, overtime game. He got fouled late, got to go to the free throw line, made his free throws to tie it up. Game ends up going to overtime, and then hits a big shot with about 3 seconds to go to win it in OT.
At the line, that's number 4, Ivan Antoine Dunker. Uh-oh. That won't be allowed. I can tell you somebody will find that in a hurry. Surprised it took Scott that long to say anything. We're going to have a foul whistled against the Racers. There goes Mr. Hatchett.
It's not Coach Hatchett's first dealings with Carl Albert's student section.
Surely not. No. He was probably one of those guys, right? He's probably the one that had the air horn in the day or whatever it was.
So, again, the slow pace by Carl Albert.
Racers like to race, get up and down the floor. Carl Albert being extremely methodical in their offensive sets thus far.
A little Euro ball screen here.
Shot up, rebound by number 3, Colt Brammer. Colt.
Yeah, Delicia's not the only one overlapping from football. Number 23, LeBron Royal. He was their district defensive player of the year and really good D-back. Has, college schools looking after him. Austin Johnson, wide receiver. His dad's the offensive coordinator, and he's probably a college football player as well. It's fun to see those guys out here, competing on the hardwood too.
Well, being in the 3A is primarily my gig, and don't get to see the Titans very much, but they did tell me that LeBron Royal will be a different cat on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can just tell by his build, not as tall as a few of those Newcastle guys, but, definitely a rock-solid screener there in their Euro ball screen that they've come out running.
Now, everybody's philosophy is different, but I'd like to allude back to that 15-footer that you get at the high post as the three's on the way off the back of the iron. Battle for the rebound. Up, no good. Matthews couldn't get it to go. Here's Folsom down in the corner. Foul. Going to be whistled. Let's go back to that 15-footer, Coach. And if I understood you right, you don't like that shot, right?
I mean, I don't love it, but if a kid shows that they can consistently get it and make it, then you kind of have to change your mind a little bit. And honestly, in games like this, neither team has been able to find just rhythm shots very easily. Sure. And that one was, one of the only attempts so far that was in rhythm. And so you kind of have to live with those a little bit. These last few attempts by Carl Albert from deep, it's not about just missing them, and it's about the pace and the offense that it's led to for Newcastle, who's wanting to get out and run, where they're getting those long rebounds and getting numbers in transition.
Second free throw good. Substitutions abound. Two out of three on the three-point foul. Carl Albert and Newcastle are tied with 2 minutes left in the opening quarter here on the Squirtle stream and the WWLS platform. Trying to determine a 5A state champion.
Carl Albert's back to that Euro ball screen, and Newcastle switching. You see a couple different times that possession. Some of the Carl Albert's bigger guards were looking to try to exploit those switches and try to get the ball into the post.
Shots up, no good. Royal with the rebound. Matthews jumps up, shot blocked by Folsom. Matthews gets it back. Nice cut. Good look. And one. That's a good look there, Coach.
Yeah, started out with Newcastle trying to keep the ball on one side. They did a good job, and then just there at the last second, it gave up and led to a backdoor cut.
Technical foul.
Yeah, I think Elijah got a little too excited after that and one, started chirping.
Well, that'll draw the ire of the officials. Looks like Marcus Clayton, one of the officials out there today. I believe that's him. I can probably tell you who the officials are. I think Mr. Gower sent me.
Yeah, I don't think that's Marcus, no, but we got Billy Torrance here on the baseline, giving the ball to our current free throw shooter. BT's a long-time state tournament official.
Now we'll come to the other end and shoot the free throws. For the technical. Newcastle will take it at the half-court mark. 10-8 CA.
Yeah, kind of a clunky, grimy game here to start. Both teams with some solid defense and just trying to make the other team play over the top of them.
Ball is loose. Carl Albert comes up with it. .38 seconds. Kind of got caught here and had to adjust a shot. Offensive rebound. Back up. Blocked again.
Yeah, both teams getting their hands on a lot of basketball defensively.
There's a little alley-oop. TJ Williams on the basket. Tied at 10 as we wind down this first quarter. Game really doesn't have a lot of flow, does it?
No.
That's tough.
both teams very physical and both teams, swarming defensively. It just makes it hard to get into that flow offensively.
All right, you're watching the Squirtle Stream presentation of the 5A Championship on the Squirtle Network and the WWLS platform. We'll be right back after this.
Strives to provide a top-tier youth basketball experience in the OKC metro area. Our goal is to create a safe, competitive atmosphere that also works within your budget. We are focused on facilitating an environment that will help all players, teams, and coaches grow. Whether you're aiming to take your skills to the next level, secure a spot on your school team, or one day hoist a gold ball at the Big House, Evolve Events has a platform for you. Don't just play, evolve. Visit our website at evolveokevents.com to get signed up for an Evolve event today.
I will have... Sorry, but how do you choose? I will have... Ooh.
The old-fashioned banana split sends your taste buds to heaven. But the strawberry shortcake sundae tastes like summer in a dish. Then there's the molten lava cake sundae. Oh, but the banana fudge sundae, I'm truly...
Sir, or you could get all four. Let's do that.
Come enjoy your favorite classic sundae at Brahms.
Welcome back to the OG&E Powerhouse Coliseum. 12-10, Carl Albert. They take 3 more quarters just like that when they, Colin? Or Colby, excuse me.
Yeah, slow first quarter, just two teams being physical and packing it in. Not a lot of outside jumpers hit. Both teams just itching to get out in transition and just not quite able to do it because of the pace of the game so far. Carl Albert just looks very comfortable with these long offensive possessions.
Well, that all changed next year, right?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that are looking forward to the shot clock. It's kind of divided though, but I think the consensus in 5A is people want it.
How many times, even at Kingfisher, do you possess a ball for 35 seconds?
Honestly, not very many. And last year, I can't remember who it was, but there was somebody that tracked even the state tournament, and there was only a handful of possessions that went past it. People would be surprised what you can do in a shot clock. I've told people when I was in college, our coach, he made us run a transition offense and 2 set pieces in a shot clock, and then we would score after that. It's like you can do a lot in 30 seconds.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Southern Nazarene.
Snoop. Substitutions in for the Titans.
Yeah, both teams guarding as if they have a good beat on each other. You can tell. I heard Coach Price talking about the quick turnaround after one of their games, and just a little bit about everybody, but you don't know a lot about anyone, and being able to see somebody in earlier in the playoffs and kind of scout them and know their stuff, makes these games a little bit more fun.
Well, now you just got to go play, right?
Yeah. And once again, I just coming into this game knew, 2 very balanced ball clubs, and, the line in these games is so thin. And so I think that's definitely affecting the pace on Carl Albert's side of the ball, and right now it's going their way a little bit. Newcastle would love to speed things up a little bit, I think.
Titans go to the line. Austin Johnson makes the first. Owen Wright back in for the Racers. As a coach, is there every time you don't work an official on a free throw when he's standing beside you?
When things are going your way,
Leave him alone?
yeah, I think so. But even that's hard because there's always something in your mind that you want them to see or conversate about.
5-point lead for the Titans. Tough defense. I think that's going to be on 23, LeBron Royal. He was politicking to have it called on Matthews.
It's always interesting to see, too, coach's philosophy. Elijah Matthews picks up a second foul here with just under 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. And do you leave him? Do you sit him? And then how does a kid respond to defending with 2 fouls?
Well, we'll know here in a few minutes when he starts playing defense again. Sure don't want to pick up that third with 5 minutes left. Up and under, travel. Just for context about how big the Carl Albert beating Booker T, right?
Yeah.
83-36 in the 5A finals last year. How about that?
Wow. Yeah, and quite the jump for Carl Albert here. Last year, missing the state tournament, losing out an area, and then to respond, the next year making a state tournament. And, many of these kids being on the football side, they've been in moments like this, winning one out there. And
accustomed to winning.
Yeah. And
makes a difference.
That's a huge skill, just understanding the moment and, the mentality coming in. Not that you want to be scared or timid, but you just, like I said earlier, that line's thin and you want to make sure that you're following that up with your decision making.
Brandon Rogers with the big 3. 6-10 lead to 8. Timeout taken by Newcastle. It's a 30, so we'll stay here with it.
Is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and range land, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
All right, welcome back to the Squirtle Game of the Week. Let's see, what is this? Part 5 of 6 today. As we have the 5A state championship. Coming up next will be the 2A state championship as the Dale Pirates go for the thumb. Trying to find that ring for the thumb. They've got 4 in a row in Class 2A. So we'll see how the next one transpires.
It'll be a tough out. I don't know much about Fairland, but we saw Dale this year at Kingfisher, and, man, they can explode.
Going up strong, Ivan Antoine Donker will be at the line shooting a pair. Yeah, they've been a tough out for a long time.
Yeah, they got us by 19 in their place, and we had them down at half and outscored them in the fourth, if that tells you anything about the third quarter. I mean, they just came out, took it from us, and hit a bunch of shots. So, man, they can be deadly in a hurry.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Free throw good. Makes it a 7-point contest with 4.5 remaining here before halftime. Three on the way. Nope. Off the iron. No good. Fouls 23. Got him hold. That's huge.
So LeBron Royal's second. Maybe his third, but talked his way out of that second one earlier.
Oh, they did go ahead and give it to Matthews?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, some pretty good politicking.
Newcastle just trying to go right at him, see if he'll get that third.
Block. Much to the dismay of Jay Price. 15 of 16 state tournament appearances for Jay Price.
Yeah, that's super impressive. And, you know, for a while there, I tracked 5A probably a little bit closer when I was at Edmond Memorial, and, you know, 5A, 6A being on a little bit more, you know, closer related schedule, and seemed like death, taxes, and a Carl Albert Tulsa Memorial State Final in 5A.
Yeah. Chargers were definitely a mainstay for a long time. Looks like we got a slow dance going on out there on this inbound play. To the rack. No good. High for the offensive board. Titans steal it. Calling for the ball is Hawkins. Can't get it to him. Matthews setting up shot. Gets it over to Rogers. Closely guarded. Rogers thought about it from the Fairgrounds logo, then thought better of it. Drive to the hole, off the glass, no good. Battle for the board is going to be controlled by Carl Albert. Skip pass over. Three on the way, no good. Offensive rebound, won't go. Finally pulled away by TJ Williams. Racers on the move. Driving down the baseline, spin, walk. These kids today just don't think they walk, do they?
Yeah, and, you know, that one, too, is just it'd be interesting to see, you know, how Newcastle switches things up coming out of halftime, because, you know, they're very long possessions by Carl Albert. Newcastle gets the ball back, and they just go rush into something. And hey, it's great if it's fruitful, but if it's not, man, you got to do the same, make them guard.
How hard is it to play defense for a full minute?
It's pretty tough, and honestly, I think, you know, especially a team that wants to play fast, it just kills your momentum offensively as well. And so far, that's definitely favored Carl Albert, because they've just kept Newcastle from wanting to play at the pace that they want to play at.
There's a turnover back to the Titans.
That's the third time they've tried to post Austin Johnson, and he's just got his hand on the ball or made a play.
Three from the corner. Off the iron, no good. Answin Donker with the rebound once again. In the paint, up.
Another travel.
Yeah, that's remarkable. Owen Wright.
I almost said something too as they were coming in transition. I just didn't want to jinx them, but I mean, you got to make Carl Albert guard here a little bit.
30-second timeout. We'll take it. We'll be back right on the Squirtle Game of the Week.
For a local, reliable propane provider, Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Welcome back. What do you think of the arena, Coach?
It's nice. You know, I heard some feedback, you know, being up in Kingfisher County with some of those smaller schools coming up here the week before, and heard some feedback. And, you know, it's funny, you know, the lore of the Big House. You hate to see a place like that go, but, you know, this place looks nice, and it'll be a great place to make memories for many years.
This is the fullest I've seen it in the 2 weeks I've been here, being a part of the NFHS broadcast group, and also PA in 4 games. And this is by far the largest. Dale, you know, they're going to bring a crowd. So
100%. And that last game, man, the Millwood side was packed. The Roland side was packed. And
good atmosphere.
100%. And it's always fun when kids get to look over and they see some Thunder players on the baseline to watch them. And
Was J-Dub by himself?
I think he had some of his posse, but I think he was the only Thunder player I saw down there.
He was here last night also. My girlfriend's son got in a group picture that he took, the only one he took. So he was pretty stoked about that and got to be ball boy yesterday and came up to the Squirtle Suite. Man, that's nice up there. Thanks to Adam and crew for hosting that. They've done a really good job of. It feels like the big house used to. I mean, it's open on both ends, but then when you see the Gateway of Champions on one end and the suites on the other, and you're like, well, we're not in the big house anymore. We're in the new house. Titans maintaining this 7-point lead. Both teams have gone kind of on a scoring drought, Colby.
Yeah, and another quick possession by Newcastle. It'll be interesting to see, like I said, the adjustments at halftime, and if Newcastle tries to get more aggressive defensively to speed things up, or if they try to elongate their offensive possessions and make Carl Albert guard. Right now Newcastle's spending a lot of time on the defensive end of the floor.
Coach, you're using too big of words, elongate. I mean, come on now. I'm just a dumb country kid from Chandler. Where'd you go to high school?
I was a Bethany kid.
Bronco.
Yep.
Broncho.
Got to play in a state tournament in 2009, and then went on to Southern Nazarene, played basketball there 2009 through 13. And
who was your coach?
I played for Phil Brown.
Yeah, Phil. Yeah.
And
I like Phil. Good guy. I think anyway.
So the big house is kind of a sore subject for me because we wanted to play in the big house, and then my senior year we moved up to 4A from 3A, and when we made the state tournament, our first round game was at Moore High School.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And we took one on the chin to Fort Gibson, and so made a state tournament, but never got to play in the big house.
Now I know, and I don't remember what year it was, but Chandler and Bethany faced off in the state tournament at the big house, and the Broncos came out victorious. Unfortunately, as a Chandler guy. Second free throw, short as well. Got to get those legs involved in those free throws. Deep three, off the front of the iron, no good. Battle for the board, knocked out by the Titans.
Interesting change-up for Carl Albert there, throwing a little press at him. Maybe Coach Price seeing that scoring drought and trying to get some offense from his defense.
Yeah, it's been a both-way scoring drought. Block. 2 free throws coming.
I would imagine Brammer breaks Newcastle's scoring drought here at the free throw line. That's been another interesting change. A lot of coaches talk about the 5 fouls per quarter to get to the bonus. And personally, I like it. I think Carl Albert started the game in a little bit of foul trouble, and then get to reset the foul count and kind of start over. But both teams here in the bonus to finish up the half, and
time winding down in this first half. Carl Albert content on taking the last one. What time do you start your play running out a quarter?
Kind of depends on the action, but usually within 15, sometimes at 12, if and
time's going to run out in the first half as Carl Albert leads 20-15. Coach, your thoughts on this first half?
Well, I just thought the pace definitely favored Carl Albert, and both teams would like to get out in transition, but Carl Albert just being more timid with how they get there. Like I said, I think it would be interesting to see what Jesse does coming into the second half, if he tries to speed things up and be a little bit more chaotic defensively, or if he tries to make Carl Albert guard and have a little bit longer offensive possessions.
2015 our score. We'll be back. Coaches versus Cancer coming out on the floor for their annual donation. So we'll be back in a few minutes right here.
It's game time and the lights are shining bright. Don't get caught in the dark. Power up with the Generac Home Standby Generator from Moyer Electric and Generators. When the power goes out, your lights, heat, and game stay on automatically. Moyer Electric and Generators, powering Oklahoma's homes like champions. Visit MoyerElectricOK.com or call today at 888-265-3020.
Oklahoma Career Tech. It's where confidence is built.
It's more than just practice. It's developing the skills to build a successful future. We're doing work that matters.
To more than just us.
So, when a family needs me,
when my community needs me,
when Oklahoma needs me,
I'll be ready.
GSP Health is your source for quality health care for the whole family, with 4 convenient locations in Northwest Oklahoma to better serve you in Canton, Cherokee, Enid, and Medford, offering medical, dental, and behavioral health services, in-office and telehealth visits available. So call our office at 580-596-2800 or visit our website at www.gsphealth.org. Better access, better care, better health. GSP Health.
At Geis Farms, we know what community means because we live it every day. That's why we're proud to support Northwest Oklahoma schools, sports programs, and the communities that bring us together. To every team in the area, we want to say good luck this season and thank you for representing your school with pride. From our family to yours, here's to a safe, successful season. Geis Farms, proud supporters of Northwest Oklahoma. And good luck to the Lomega Raiders and Lady Raiders.
Life moves fast, and you deserve internet that keeps up. Say hello to Pioneer Fiber Internet with blazing fast gig fiber speeds designed for the way you live, work, and play. From ultra-smooth streaming and lag-free gaming to lightning-fast downloads and crystal-clear video calls, Gig Fiber gives you the speed and reliability to do it all. Ready to upgrade your internet experience? Visit GoPioneer.com to sign up today.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Why be a ranger? At Northwestern, with small classes, you can be seen. With over 40 programs from business to nursing, you can be career-driven. With a campus home away from home, you can be independent. With over half our students graduating without student loans, you can be debt-free. And with a mosaic of cultures, you can be you. Northwestern, success lives here.
6 surgeons, 4 locations, 1 goal: to improve the health and lives of people in Oklahoma. At Oral and Maxillofacial Associates, we treat every patient like family. As the preferred dental implant and oral surgery specialist of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and with over 30 years of service to our community, we are trusted by professionals and dedicated to expert care. With 4 convenient locations around the metro area, we are here for you. Trust the experts at OMA. Visit our website, www.omaok.com.
Need insurance that serves you and not the other way around? At Brining Insurance, we're independent, which means we work for you, not the carriers. Home, auto, business, or farm, we work as hard as you do. Whether you need a hand-finding and portable insurance for your church, someone to help wrestle that school policy, or someone to help plug the leaks in your municipal coverage, get a hold of Robert Wagner. He can help. Call 580-628-2559 today or start your quote anytime at brininginsure.com.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company, older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you. We've been around since 1901, proudly serving the communities of Northwest Oklahoma and Southern Kansas. We are making banking easy. Whether you're at home, in the office, or waiting for the next quarter to start, our online or mobile banking options help you to juggle busy schedules and financial needs. So stop by and see us at any of our locations in Alva, Burlington, Freedom, Enid, and Kiowa, Kansas. We plant roots where others have branches. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
The proof starts here at Upper Crust. The details are deliberate, perfectly on purpose. From that warm greeting to the wood-fired smoky char of our signature pies. Upper Crust, gather around.
Martin's Machine Shop, a family-owned business since 1974, serves Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas. They offer full machine shop, welding, and metal working capabilities for repair and fabrication. Their fluid power division repairs hydraulic cylinders, pumps, motors, and valves, and includes a full inventory of 6,000 PSI hose and fittings. Give them a call at 580-227-2734 or connect through their website, www.martinsmachineshop.com, to see how they can assist you today.
Our brand, Octus Legacy Private Wealth Management, is a reflection on our commitment to our clients, each other, and the growth we hope to achieve. As friends for multiple years, we operate like a tight-knit family where harmony and collaboration thrive. Our dedicated team of financial professionals complement each other, drawing on decades of shared experience. With a keen eye for detail, we understand each other's strengths, allowing us to deliver quality service. Our camaraderie extends beyond the workplace. We connect as friends, checking in over the weekends to stay connected. Our bond transcends the typical 9-to-5 workday, reflecting our commitment to genuine relationship. To become a client today, call us at 405-252-5925.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the OG&E Coliseum. Tony Wilson and Colby Connell with you, and take a look at the halftime stats. Colby, what jumps off at the sheet at you?
Well, just in a slow-paced game and, a limited shot game, right now, Carl Albert, they're winning all the battles to get extra shots. They got more offensive rebounds. They force more turnovers. And just, like we said earlier, that line is thin. You need all the shots you can get. So, right now, they've taken 25 shots to Newcastle's 15, and that's a huge advantage in a game of this pace. The other thing I think that sticks out, though, is, Newcastle hasn't shot the ball very well, and, knowing how good they are and how good they can be, I wouldn't anticipate that to persist in this second half.
Well, and in your, pace of play you're talking about, if you just take a look at the fast break points, Newcastle with 8 and Carl Albert with 0. So advantageous for the Racers to be able to get out there. Bench points are clearly around the same, and 12-10 at the end of that first quarter and 8-5 in the second for 20-15 advantage. Probably going to add a little time on the clock. So let's go ahead and take another break, and we'll be back.
As you travel down the road to the Gold Ball, know that you can always get a slam dunk of a deal at Jansen GMC on North Van Buren in Enid. It's always a smooth ride in a 2020 GMC Sierra, Canyon, Yukon, Terrain, or Acadia. Jansen's offers one of the best lineups of used cars, trucks, crossovers, and SUVs in Enid. Check JansenGMC.com for details. Drive a little, save a lot at Jansen GMC, 2602 North Van Buren in Enid.
When life takes an unexpected turn, you need someone who truly understands what you're going through. At Nixon Dieselhorst, we've spent decades helping Oklahomans find justice, standing up for what's right, and fighting for the results they deserve. Every client matters. Every story deserves to be heard. We are here standing with you. Call Nixon Diesel Horse today because justice, integrity, and results aren't just words. They're what we stand for.
Born and raised in Edmond, Oklahoma, Trevor Randall is very familiar with the area and the Oklahoma economy. Trevor enjoys helping customers just like you identify the insurance coverage that best fits their needs, with over 19 years of experience to help you better understand the options, whether that's auto, home, renters, business insurance, and more. So give Randall Insurance Agency a call at 405-341-7878 and let us help you get the protection you need with the service you deserve.
Dr. Devin Nightingale is your chiropractic choice in North Edmond with easy access from Cashion, Guthrie, Luther, and all the Oklahoma City surrounding areas. As a former college athlete, Dr. Nightingale understands the importance of a fully functioning body to gain that competitive edge. Also certified in prenatal and pediatric treatments, Dr. Nightingale sees all types of patients, ranging from 2 weeks old to 97 years old. We offer conservative treatments to get you back in the game, whether you're a weekend warrior or a professional athlete. So give us a call at 405-471-5565 for a free consultation today.
We show up every day, ready. When tragedy strikes, we're prepared. It's what we do, it's who we are. Community is the heart of rural healthcare. We come together on some of the worst days because we're holding hope that together we'll experience the best days too.
East River Roustabout, centrally located in Oklahoma, provides construction services specifically tailored for oilfield projects. Our team consists of highly skilled, experienced professionals who offer a wide range of services in construction, maintenance, and operations, focusing on both upstream and midstream sectors. With a combined 44 years of experience in pipeline and roustabout services, our team leads have a proven track record of success for major energy companies. So call the team at East River Roustabout today, 405-849-5156.
Farming today isn't just about hard work. It's about making smart choices. That's where Correction Line Ag and BW Fusion step in. We're redefining crop nutrition with cutting-edge biology that delivers real results. Stop relying on outdated methods. It's time for a fresh approach. CLA delivers data-driven solutions tailored for every growth stage, boosting your farm's ROI. Ready to get started? Call 833-CLA-SOIL or visit correctionlineag.com. Smarter farming starts here.
Second half set to begin here from the Coliseum. Colby Connell, Tony Wilson with you as we prepare for second half action. Titans have a 5-point lead and the basketball. Eight's been the biggest lead for Carl Albert.
5 points could go away in a hurry, but in this, the pace so far, it seems like a lot.
Titans are been very deliberate in what they want to do. They know the power of the racer, if you will. So not trying to get into a track meet. Straightaway three off the iron, no good. Oh boy. Foul's going to be on 23. LeBron Royal, that's going to be his third.
Yeah, that's a big foul for Carl Albert, just as much as he's trying to guard around the rim and soak up in the paint with his physicality. He'll definitely have to adjust if he wants to stay out there.
Coach Price does not make the change here early in this third quarter, leaving Royal out there. Drive to the basket, offensive rebound, up and good for number 4, Ivan Antoine Dunker.
A little more methodical of that first possession by the Racers, trying to run some offense and trying to get the ball to the rim.
3-point game. Starting the second half. Perimeter passing by the Titans. Not looking to do a whole lot here, except run some time. Coach Price directing traffic over there. Nearly thrown away. Up and in, good, and a foul. As a strong move there by Royal.
Yeah, they're back to that ball screen continuity. They're touching 4 or 5 sides of the floor, and it just kind of lulls Newcastle to sleep. I mean, that ball screen wasn't even, the guard didn't come off of it very hard, and they still were able to get the roll.
Conta who? Just kidding. Yeah, definitely need some continuity in your life, that's for sure. Free throw, good. Carl Albert extends the lead to 6, 23-17. That was a pretty fast move to the basket there. Nice pass. Up and in, TJ Williams for 2. Newcastle doesn't need a shot clock, Colby. That's for dang sure, right?
No, and they've had 2 possessions now where they've run a little bit more offense and been a little bit more aggressive early in those possessions.
That was a flop.
Now they just got to string together some stops.
Timeout going to be taken by CA. So it'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll stay here. Yeah. What about the flop rule? You like it? I mean, that was clearly a flop.
Yeah, I mean, I think the goal was to get rid of the head bob by drivers, guys bouncing the ball and trying to, bob their head to draw an offensive foul. It being a technical, I don't know that I love that, but I don't like the stoppage of play. It happened a couple times with us where, they stopped the play, and I wish they kept it where it was assessed at the end of the possession.
Like the dead ball?
Yeah. Or I mean, when there's a change of possession, just, if a player wants to flop, penalize their pace of offense by, blowing it dead once they get the basketball and assessing that flop warning.
Inbound by CA. Four-point ball game here. Shot up. Foul. That one's going on number 1, Joey Folsom. First foul, team 2. At the line, Elijah Matthews.
Tough foul there. Newcastle needs that stop, and they kind of, Elijah goes to shoot a shot that, Jesse probably feels okay with, and then they foul him and send him to the line.
And referencing Jesse, you're talking about Newcastle coach Jesse Brown.
Yes, sir.
Across the way from us, hands on his knees. Watching this second free throw by Matthews. Lefty won't get it to go. Missed the free throws. Very crucial. 4 of 6 in that first half was Carl Albert from the line. Deep 3 on the way. It's good for Colton Brammer.
Big series there, 2 big missed free throws, and then LeBron Royal gets up off the floor after a free throw box out limping, and then Newcastle punctuates it with a 3-point basket.
Deep 3.
Those are the momentum swings we haven't seen in this game yet, just because of the pace and how slow it's been.
8-2 run by Newcastle. Carl Albert still methodical in their offense. Looked like a kick. That's what it was. Newcastle faithful on the other side.
Also some 1-3-1 we've seen here from Newcastle just to change things up a little bit. It's got Carl Albert operating a little bit further from the basket.
Drive. Hesitation. Pump fake 3. Pump fake again. Fadeaway J, good. By 21, Brandon Rogers.
And he hasn't really gotten loose yet. He's a kid that can score in bunches, and so it'll be interesting to see if he gets going here in the second half.
That's 4. I mean, if you're Newcastle, that's the smartest thing in the world to do, to go at him, right?
Yeah, and they did it immediately after his third foul, and then they've gotten away from these last couple possessions. But
why won't coaches do that more?
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand. I've been sitting on a bench since 1986 or doing this stuff, and it just baffles me that when you get somebody near foul trouble, you just let them go. I'm telling my kid, take a charge if you have to. Just go get him.
I'll speak from the coach's side. Sometimes it's easier said than done. You tell your kids one thing, and then they do something else.
I've heard that 1,000 times as well. Colton Brammer, 5 in a row, and Newcastle has crawled to within 1 at 25-24.
Little three-quarter court trap. I'd watch number 3 on the baseline for Carl Albert, the Hawkins kid. They like to run a little lob set for him. He's a bouncy kid. We haven't seen him get loose this game either, just because of how compact the game has been and how slow and half-court based it's been.
Well, if you're Carl Albert, I get that you got to try to maintain your game plan for your most optimum chance to win, right? But, definitely can't get sped up by Newcastle, but can't fall behind, and they're not right now. But Newcastle's been on quite the run here. 9-5 run. Doesn't seem like a lot, but the momentum, you can feel it shifting, right?
100%. That's been pretty evident this quarter, just things speeding up a little bit. But I think it's more Carl Albert is doing this to try it because they know Newcastle doesn't, more than that they want to. Carl Albert would like to play faster in an ideal world, but they just know that's really what Newcastle wants to do, and so
plays into their hand.
100%.
Baseline drive. There's the aforementioned number 3, Jordan Hawkins. And you can see the athleticism here in the gymnasium. This guy, you're right, a little springy.
Yeah. There's a Coach Price special, and I would watch out if Elijah Matthews catches the ball at the free throw line against that zone. He's probably looking to throw a lob on the baseline for a dunk.
We'll see how that plays out as we move along here in this third quarter with 3:22 remaining. At the line, Jordan Hawkins. Carl Albert missed their last 2 free throws. Make it 3. Jay over there bouncing the basketball and looks at it before he disgustingly sends it back to the official.
Yeah, it's deflating when you take these long possessions and you try to make Newcastle chase, and then you finally draw a foul and you can't capitalize on free throws.
1 of 4 in this half, and it's a 2-point game with Carl Albert in the lead, 26-24. I mean, you can even tell in that first half, we talked about it, Coach, it felt like a long half, but this quarter has seemed a lot more quick.
100%.
Titans come away with the basketball. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I was just say that's the first tough one Newcastle shot this half, I thought.
Pretty fast, too. Three fouls for Newcastle, 2 for Carl Albert. Game has a different feel in this second half than it did in the first half. We talked about the flow of the game. Wasn't really there. 32 steps later, it'll be a travel. Carl Albert fans throwing their hands in the air. What do we walk from here to tomorrow, Coach?
100%. And if you're going to take these long possessions, you just have to be more methodical with your capitalization on the end of them. Few possessions of missed free throws and turnovers here to start. It's been rough for them.
Hold on the floor. Nice lob in to number 5, TJ Williams. Austin Johnson. Whistle for the foul.
That's the void that LeBron Royal leaves is, Newcastle just trying to force feed the post right now against Carl Albert's guards that are having to cover for him.
Royal just moved down to the end of the bench to say, Coach, I'm ready. Drive to the rack. Foul. Going to the line will be number 1, Joey Folsom. Foul's going to be on 11, maybe?
Number 12.
12. Can't see that far. Darian Thompson.
Yeah, Thomas was just a step out of legal guarding possession there. He thought he was vertical, but your hips matter.
Can't get him underneath, right?
100%. And really that scramble started once again by the post. You know, Carl Albert guards having to help, and then that forcing a closeout that they weren't ready to guard.
Tied at 26. Brand new ball game. Careless pass, stolen. 3 on the way. Off the iron, no good. Tipped in. Ivan Antwi Donker. And the Racers have their first lead at 28-26. Now you can even see that Carl Albert sped up. Passes are more frequent, more quickly. 3 on the way, short. Battle for the board is going to be taken away by number 10, Alan Price. Newcastle's fans on their feet making noise. I would suspect, well, maybe not here with 1:15 left, that if they were to make a field goal, they being Newcastle, Coach Price might take a timeout, but
I think he probably pockets his, knowing those 4 timeouts might come in handy with a short bench in the fourth quarter.
Going to the line, number 5, TJ Williams, fouled 10, Austin Johnson.
That's his third. That's another big one. You know, offensive threat, another guard to handle this pressure. If he gets in foul trouble, that's 2 big ones getting sent to the bench for Coach Price.
First one good. Second one rattles out. Goodness gracious.
Not sure how that wasn't a foul, but
nor am I. Bodies flying through the air everywhere. Collisions abound. A lot of officiating experts up here with us.
Yeah. Carl Albert just not in a good spot. You got LeBron Royal on the bench in foul trouble. Got Elijah Matthews, who just came off the bench, who's in foul trouble. And now Hawkins goes to the baseline as well with some type of tweak.
5-second call. 3-point Newcastle lead. Under a minute. On the stream here on Squirtle and the WWLS streaming platforms. Foul on 11. No. Man, I just can't see that. Blind in one eye. I can't see out there. Rogers. That's into the line. Colton Bremer. Hey, guess what? Missed free throws will kill you.
100%. And the foul situation has been the story of this quarter, just with a huge swing for Newcastle, both getting to the free throw line, but also Carl Albert players having to go see some bench time because of foul trouble.
Well, Donker and Williams both have 3 for Coach Jesse Brown's Racers. They have raced out to a 5-point lead. Big quarter. 16-6. They've outscored the Titans here in this third quarter. A lot of free throws. Nearly a backcourt. Good save. Straightaway 3. Huge bucket for Carl Albert. That's 21. Rogers down to 9. Oh, that's got to be a charge. Drilled him.
Much needed end of the quarter here for Carl Albert, just hitting a big 3 and then going and drawing a charge.
Both teams in the bonus. We'll see if Carl Albert can get a good shot off here in this 8.1. Plenty of times we talked for Kyle Ritchie. His 7 seconds for his Lady Titans was good enough for a state title. Were you here for that game?
I was not.
Man, what a game.
I saw the end of it. That was a tough basket.
Well, yep. 2.3. Racers will have a chance to have a heave here. Just don't let them roll it up, right?
I'd love to see the turnover numbers. You know, that was a battle that Carl Albert won in the first half. I think that's probably evened out by now.
Shot on the way, no good. And we're going to head to the fourth quarter with Newcastle leading Carl Albert 31-29. They're on the Squirtle Stream and the WWS platform.
Sooner Plains Ag has been at the heart of our communities. Sooner Plains Ag is proud to support all area students and athletes from their hometowns and yours. Sooner Plains Ag is ready to service your grain, fertilizer, and farm supply needs. You can also fill up at one of their 2 convenience stores in Fairview and Mino. Sooner Plains Ag is honored to serve their member owners in their 4-county area for more than 100 years. Sooner Plains Ag, farmers helping farmers. It's that simple.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news. The movement experts at Physical Therapy Central can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 30 convenient locations across Oklahoma City and beyond, contact PT Central today at ptcentral.org to see a physical therapist.
Hey, man, I see you doing the whip and the nay-nay over here.
I don't have either one of those.
Not in your repertoire?
Not in my repertoire.
Welcome back here to OG&E Powerhouse Coliseum. How you like that name? We got the Powerhouse teams in here.
Yeah.
Thank you. I coined that. I'm taking credit for it.
Lots of energy going into this fourth. Feels like a different gym. You know, the first half just felt like there was no energy in here and just very slow, grimy pace, and things have picked up here in the third.
There's a lot of people in here right now, Coach. Look up there on the top with all the 2 or 3 deep waiting on seats for the Dale game. Racers with the basketball and a 2-point lead. Royal still on the CA bench with those 4 fouls. Thought about the 3. Penetration, shot up, no good. Defensive rebound for Carl Albert. Good board there by Brandon Rogers. Nearly poked away. Good defense by the Racers. Bailed out by the foul. Nowhere to go with the basketball, trying to force it through 2 defenders.
Yeah, back to that Carl Albert pace. I would imagine that was talked about by Coach Price in the quarter break there.
Gibson Johnson. First free throw, good. Check that, Austin Johnson.
Another kid looking for a second state title this year. Wide receiver on the football team and
1 of 2.
Good competitor.
I think that's 2 of 6 in the half. In a 1-point game, that's huge.
Yeah, the Titans have had a tough go in the second half from the free throw line.
There's a steal. Clear path foul. wrong league, right?
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be opposed to a rule like that, though. You know, maybe one free throw in the basketball.
Titans will inbound it from their bench. They get it in safely. They're liable to try to hold it for the last one with 6:45 left.
Trying to look for the right switch in that ball screen continuity. You know, they have a couple big, strong physical guards that they're looking to post when the right switch happens.
Screen on the baseline, out of bounds, kicked out of bounds by Brandon Rogers. Turnover back to Newcastle.
Those are mistakes that Carl Albert just wasn't making in the first half. You know, Newcastle, a couple travels in transition, and it seems like that bug's kind of flipped teams here in the second half.
Approaching the 6-minute mark of the fourth. It's turning into a great game.
Yeah, at the 6-minute mark, I'm eyeing how quickly do they get LeBron Royal back on.
3, good. Colton Brammer.
It's a big shot. 4 points in this game seems like a lot. You know, that's 6-8 point lead in a normal game.
This one's definitely anything but normal, right?
Yeah, they're gonna force Carl Albert's hand. Carl Albert's gonna have to speed up a little bit.
We can see after the 3, Coach Price was, kind of hurrying him down. Good move there by number 12, Darian Thomas. That was a quick move, quick spin.
They keep responding. Once again, getting a switch and getting one of their physical guards in the post against a smaller Newcastle guard.
Now Coach Brown's backing it out, trying to get his play set up.
He's got TJ Williams at the table to get him back in after some short sit of foul trouble.
Colton Brammer. 10 for the night. 17.
He can score in bunches. He's a good player. Spent his first 3 years at Southmore. Transferred this year to Newcastle, and he can go.
Foul on 14, Owen Wright. And they've had several transfers into Newcastle, right?
Yeah. The new rule, one-time free transfer. Some are recipients more than others on that thing.
We didn't get any at Chandler, Coach.
We've benefited from that at Kingfisher. That has more to do with Coach Reese and the history before me than me.
10, Austin Johnson sinks the first free throw. They got them a title at Dover. Sure, they had a couple of move-ins.
No comment.
Oh, I'm well aware.
No, Coach Reese does a really good job, and Dax Compton was one of mine, and
sure,
I'm glad to see him go get him one, and be the B2 MVP. Kudos to him on a really good year.
Hard to be mad at kids today with the system in place. 3 off. Rebound by the Titans. 4 minutes. 4 minutes and counting. Newcastle by 3, 36-33. I like the shot of the board over there where you see the fouls and all that. That's kind of a cool setup. So here on the Squirtle stream. Trying to determine who will be the 5A state champion.
Newcastle back to that 1-3-1.
Timeout. Let's see what it is here. Full timeout, and we'll take it with them. We'll be back here on the Squirtle stream and the WWLS streaming platform right after this.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
It's more than just your lawn. It's your grass kingdom, your green canvas, your fairway to heaven. It deserves the Kubota Z400. With class-leading speed, agility, a powerful transmission, simple deck height adjustments, and legendary Kubota quality. When you need comfort, convenience, and performance, then you need the professional-grade Kubota Z400. Visit your local Kubota dealer today.
All right. 3:38 remaining in this one. It's been a good one, 36-33. Newcastle over Carl Albert. Kingfisher boys coach Kobe Connell with me. Happy to have you here today, Coach. Appreciate your insight.
Definitely a different feel here in the second half for Carl Albert. They just look a little bit more tense and on their heels than what they did in the first half. But these kids have been in moments like this before.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, many on the part of that.
Big three. Canned by Gibson Johnson.
Many a part of that state championship football team, and just they keep responding. They just, every time Newcastle's had a chance to separate themselves, Carl Albert's come out and hit a big shot.
Foul going to be whistled. I believe that'll be Johnson. Three minutes, still no Royal. But right now,
no, he's in. He's back in. Yeah,
I just saw that. Sorry. See, what did he go out? About the 5:50 mark?
Yeah.
For the third. Offensive foul. Now you're going to see some methodical.
Yeah, and I would like to see Newcastle go back at him. You know that possession, and I know Brammer's got the hot hand, but they had things going when Royal was sitting on the bench and not able to stand in the paint, soak things up. I'd like for them to go right back at him and see if they can't pick up that fifth.
Let's see, 2:51 when this possession started for Carl Albert. Let's see how long they hang on to it. Jay Price.
The answer to that is as long as Newcastle will let them hold on to it.
And it is to be noted that 4 fouls have been whistled against Newcastle. So Carl Albert will be in the bonus from here out. Free throw shooting has not been their friend here in this second half. 2 of 6, I think, somewhere in there, I would imagine. 3 of 8. Hadn't been good, especially in a close ball game. Well, they've had it for 1 minute. Newcastle's gone to a man, turning up the defense, nearly a 5-second call. Jesse wanted that one. Jesse Brown, head coach at Newcastle. A lot of anxious and anticipating moments here. Down to 1:40. Counts on, counts off. 21, Brandon Rogers with the basketball, being guarded by Brammer. Got to get it out of that corner. And wow. Holy cow. Brammer. That was pretty light, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought maybe that Carl Albert stepped on the sideline. I didn't think there was a foul.
I thought Jay took a timeout. Huge free throws for the Titans. First one's up and in. That's 21, Brandon Rogers. Rogers with his 9th point. Make that. Carl Albert with only 1 foul, coach, and we've seen teams be burned by not using these fouls in time situations. Second free throw good. 2-point lead.
Yeah, only being up 2, they're not really in a situation yet where you want to be using your fouls. But if they can get a stop here and another basket, then you can start fouling and using those fouls to give.
Count to 5 and foul, right?
Yeah. But like right now, take one, shorten the clock.
Ten, Austin Johnson. Can you imagine, game, if you called your own, what it would be like?
Yeah.
You think these fans are losing their mind now on that foul? I mean, he bodied him up, right? And
yeah.
You got to protect the shooter.
The moment he got popped in the chest on that drop step, his arms went from being straight up to, being folded over a little bit, and that's an easy one.
First one's in for Williams.
That's one of those, like you said, you can try to be vertical there. You take a quick one and just let them have the ball on the baseline on an inbounds and have to start all over again.
Yep. 109. Second free throw true to the mark as well. Timeout going to be taken by Newcastle, and it is a full timeout. We'll be back after this.
The future comes fast, which is why it's important to start planning for tomorrow today. So whether you're setting aside money for something special or just safeguarding it against a rainy day, at Gateway, we've got competitive rates on a full suite of savings products. So consider us your gateway to earning money on your money. Open a high-yield savings account with an annual percentage yield of 3.5%. Visit gatewayfirst.com. Gateway First Bank, member FDIC.
The perfect golf swing. Getting to the top. Serving an ace. Whether a professional or a weekend warrior, we all want to do our best. But what if you get hurt? How do you get back to doing what you love? The team at DRH Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide comprehensive and advanced treatment for injuries. DRH Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, working to get you moving again.
Welcome back. We got a good one, Coach. We got a good one.
We got a good one. Coach Brown calling a timeout, getting his group into a 1-2-2 press here. I just don't think he wants to have to guard for 1:09 and let Carl Albert take the last shot.
We'll see if the Titans can handle the pressure. 2 timeouts for Carl Albert. 101, plenty of time to get it across.
Important thing to note is any foul sends Carl Albert to the free throw line.
That is very true. We just saw him make the last 2 to take the lead. Back it out. Yeah, they're not in any hurry. Coach Price is just fine taking the last one. 40 seconds, 35, 5 timeout call.
Timeout.
Carl Albert on the timeout. 37.9. All right, what are we doing here?
I think he's trying to, talk to his guys about spacing, getting the ball in the hands of the right guys, and draw this thing out. I mean, I think it's evident he wants to take the last shot, wants to make Newcastle have to defend. It'd be interesting to see, what's Jesse do? Does he stay in his man? Does he send 2 to the ball? Does he try to go back to that 1-3-1, change things up?
What would you do?
Depends. If I'm Jesse, I think I'm going to try to play solid and just make him be over the top of us, because I just think anytime you extend yourself, you start to chase, you give up a disadvantage somewhere. And in a game like this, Carl Albert's good enough to capitalize on that. And once again, any foul sends Carl Albert to the line. So I think you just got to stay organized and make them do it over the top of you, and hope that they'll shoot a tough one. Carl Albert, a few of their guards have shot some tough ones, and I think you just make them do it overhand and live with the result.
So if you score, if Carl Albert, if you score, do you start the foul game?
Absolutely. I think you shorten the clock. You got 2 fouls to give just to shorten the clock, and then once again, after that, you got to be solid and make them do it overhand.
Titans get the ball in. Counts off, counts on. 30. Good job by the officials out there, measuring the distance to keep the count. 19, 16, 13.
And Coach Price has
10, 9. Here we go. 6, 5. Travel. Wow, 4.2, 3 timeouts. I take a timeout.
Absolutely. Coach Brown thought that he was getting whistled for a foul.
He was about to lose his mind, wasn't he?
He showed a quick moment of frustration there just to see, then it was a turnover.
To pure elation. Oh, man.
I honestly thought when the clock would get down to 10 or 15 that Coach Price would take a timeout and draw up exactly what he wanted and get him into it with some flow.
I promise you, Colby Connell, Newcastle is not getting a shot off in this 4.2. If I'm Carl Albert with 2 fouls to give.
With 2 fouls to give, absolutely not. Not a clean one, at least.
No.
If you're Carl Albert, you just got to make sure that you do it without them getting into the flow of their shot, especially from behind the arc. You send Brammer to the free throw line with free throws. That's probably ball game.
4 seconds. Referees are talking about it right now. Newcastle fans on their feet.
I think this is where, too, you got to send your assistant coaches to tell the refs, hey, we're fouling on purpose. We're fouling on purpose.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Midcourt inbound.
Some guys just don't like to do it, though, because, if they, like I said, if they get into their shooting motion,
give them continuation.
100%.
Timeout. I think Jesse wanted to see what kind of defense they were going to be in, if they were going to, guard the inbounder, which I agree with. I like that. Make it difficult for him to inbound it, right?
Yeah, and I like to match up and then just switch everything just so that you're attached and nobody's getting loose.
Oh, man.
4.2 seconds is a lot of time, though. I mean, you can get, a really good player getting downhill can cover the length of the floor in that time.
Sure. I'm going to say we're going to play 4 more minutes of basketball.
Hey, I would enjoy that.
We've already seen one buzzer beater today, and that was by Carl Albert over Newcastle. Can Newcastle do it to Carl Albert on the boys' side to be the 5A champions? Time will tell. Here we go. There's the foul. Side out, 1.5. You got to screen somebody open here, right?
100%. I mean, it's going to have to be a catch and shoot. Going to have to be quick. And now if you're Carl Albert, you definitely don't foul because, any catch Newcastle's probably getting into their shooting motion, and that's probably leading to free throws.
Jay wanted the foul in the backcourt, but it was definitely in the forecourt, right? Here we go. Looking, surveying. Lob. Out of bounds, 0.4. Oh, man. You can catch and shoot, right?
With 0.4, yeah, I think Jesse was wanting a foul on the lob. 50-50 ball in the air, you definitely can't call a foul on that one.
Timeout. Jay Price. Ooh, boy. Man. Oh, the strategy, right?
Yeah, Jay taking his last time out there. And, yeah, I would look for something that, they kind of showed their hands there on that sideline inbounds. I would look for something to T.J. Williams on a lob or something like that.
Or just kind of drop it in at the rim?
Yeah, and maybe using him as a decoy to get Brammer loose at the three-point line or something like that. Those would be the 2 guys I would watch. And you can see Carl Albert sends a sub to the table, number 45 with some length.
Jax Wilkerson played 2 minutes in that first half. No numbers on the stat sheet, but he did get a little run there.
And Newcastle does the same. They sub in Owen Wright, another long kid. So I would anticipate something at the rim for Newcastle.
Titans still with a foul, right? Yeah, still can give a foul. Sure don't want to foul on the shot,
I was
though.
going to say there's just not enough clock to feel good about fouling at this point in time. I think you just got to stay attached and try to make it tough.
Here we go. 0.4. I think they lob it up to 4. Donker. There he is. Short. Overtime. How about that? We get to hang out a little bit longer. That's not a bad look there.
Yeah, Jesse Brown clearly wanting a foul there.
Well, of course he does. Saying he hit his arm. All right, we'll reset for overtime, and we'll be back right here on the Squirtle stream from the Big House.
This is game time. Neptune Game Time creates a high-energy game day atmosphere that your players and fans will love. Every song in our database is 100% lyric safe, which means you can stop screening music for good. Game Time also provides custom messaging to help you promote your upcoming events, concessions, and event-specific announcements. And it gives you the opportunity to sell sponsorships on your station that will generate revenue for your athletic department. Amp up your game day with Game Time.
Welcome back. We're headed to overtime, 38-all. Newcastle and Carl Albert. And Coach, 4 minutes in overtime. What about the fouls? What do they do, and how many timeouts does each team get?
Well, Newcastle ended the game with 1, so, they carry that one over, and then both teams get 1. So Carl Albert's down to 1 timeout, Newcastle with 2. I think the bigger story, though, is, the free throws rolling over from fouls, and the fact that Carl Albert, didn't use all their fouls to give there late. So now, they still have 1 to give, but any foul on Newcastle sends Carl Albert to the line. I think that's, in a game this tight, this slow, this grimy, that's a huge advantage getting it into possession with free throws.
TJ Williams set to jump center opposite Austin Johnson. Racers with the basketball. We were Chandler one time and held it for an entire overtime possession. Didn't take a shot. Just out in the circle.
That's where I would like to see the shot clock. It's
Colton Bramer.
Last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, all of overtime, They
were in a zone and wouldn't come out. So we just held it for the last one.
Big bucket there by Bramer.
Carl Albert doesn't have to rush or force. LeBron Royal's pretty much been a non-factor in this game, right?
I mean, he's doing his job defensively. It's hard for him to get loose offensively because, just the length of Newcastle, that's an advantage that Newcastle has. He's a shorter, stronger-bodied forward.
This is the first time we've seen Elijah Matthews back in the lineup in a while. He'll be at the line to shoot 2. His free throws have been not his friend this afternoon. Spins it, dribbles, left-hand free throw up. Good.
And that foul count came there big,
Sure.
Carl Albert running offense outside the three-point line and then just hands on their hips, sends them to the free throw line to even things up.
Matthews trying to make it 40 apiece. Newcastle outscored Carl Albert by 5 in that second half. Once again, free throws, man. We talked about it. This game should be over. Carl Albert couldn't hit the free throws. 1 of 4 in their first 4 attempts.
Post touch to TJ Williams here on the roll.
Defense.
That's a matchup they think they have against Austin Johnson.
3 on the way, off. Rebound by the Titans, 2:28. Let's see how long they keep it this time.
That look was created. Elijah Matthews there on the baseline looking to try to help in the post and be sneaky on a drop step that didn't happen and gave up a 3. Luckily for Carl Albert, Newcastle didn't capitalize.
2:28 when Carl Albert took over this possession. 40 apiece.
Carl Albert needs to let LeBron hold it. Newcastle hasn't chased him out at all. They're chasing these guards out.
Well, there he is with the basketball. Coach put his hands up just to say, Coach Brown said, stay back, we're fine. Double team, trap, got out of it. LeBron with the basketball, kicks it over. Reset, 120. 2:28, right? When they took over?
Yes.
There's LeBron to the rack and good. 42-40. 1 minute.
That's what happens with those long possessions. You get somebody to chase, and then it gives up an opportunity at the rim.
Colton Grammer just got bailed out. He was out of control, losing the basketball, and Titans were whistled for a foul.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that one, but
offense, defense here?
Yeah, and Carl Albert had one to give, so it doesn't hurt him too much.
Is this an offense, defense move here with Williams coming out, or Matthews, excuse me?
Yeah, I think so. Just being in foul trouble, and he's got 4, so he's an important one handling that pressure in the half court.
Hold.
It's a big foul right there on Austin Johnson, just fouling him out.
Wow. Very, very interesting, Grasshopper.
At the line number 5, TJ Williams, shooting the 2.
So you had Elijah Matthews subbing back in on offense, and
TJ Williams, 7 points on the day. 2 ginormous free throws. First one up and good. 2 Newcastle timeouts, 1 Carl Albert timeout. Possession error in favor of the Titans. That too is huge.
100%. And
Short with the rebound. That's number 12 for Carl Albert. Clear path to the goal. Strip, man, what a play by Joey Folsom. What a play there.
Yeah, Carl Albert with a 2-on-1.
He hesitated.
Yeah.
Just go.
But that's what length does. You know, TJ Williams, he's 6'5", 6'6", standing at the rim. Darian Thomas took a breath and a second guess.
You can't do that. Nearly a walk. 28.6. Man, foul comes. Joey Folsom. A Braun Royal. Kind of hobbled, didn't he?
Yeah, I wondered if that wasn't some theatrics to try to get out of these free throws.
I was kind of wondering. He's going to have to do a better job than that. He's going to be rolling on the floor, right?
Yeah, they know his football pass. They know he's tougher than that.
2-point game. Jackson Webster in for the Titans. This one's the big one. Make it 3. Bends his knees. Ball's up in the air. Off. 43-41. 25 seconds. Newcastle looking for a play to the hands of Folsom. 3 on the way. Good! 3-pointer, Colton Grammer. Newcastle leads by 1. 10, 9, 8, 6, 5. Shot up. It's off. Offensive rebound. Back. Ball game. Newcastle wins 44-43 in an epic battle to be the 5A state champions. What a basketball game, Colby Connell.
Yeah, huge shot there by Colt Brammer. I honestly thought they were going to look into the post to TJ Williams where they had been going a little bit in the second half, and then Brammer just pops up and got a little bit of separation and shoots it in.
And I'll tell you this, I did not see a foul on Royal's shot. I thought it was clean all the way.
I didn't either, and I think, Carl Albert was just a little slow getting that ball inbounds and across half court. I think Coach Price thought about taking a timeout, and then just they slowed up and kind of had a clunky possession there to end it.
What a basketball game that was. Wow, wow, wow. Free throws very important.
Free throws were super important, and almost on both sides. TJ Williams there missed one late.
Unbelievable. We'll be back. We'll try to get the stat sheet and wrap it up. We'll be back here on Squirtle Network.
Student athletes push hard on the field and in the classroom. But when injuries happen, you want a physical therapist who makes recovery personal. Prime Physical Therapy is more than just a clinic. We're a faith-driven, patient-focused team committed to helping athletes bounce back stronger. Healing happens best in an environment where athletes feel supported, motivated, and yes, even have fun. Parents, you can trust us to care for your athlete like family. Call or text at 405-706-1266 for a free consultation in clinic or by phone. Prime Physical Therapy, helping athletes get back to their prime performance.
Welcome to Charleston's, where great food and great service is what's on the menu. Business lunch after landing that big sale? Check. Never miss ordering our mouth-watering spinach dip? Check. Catching up over some margaritas? Check. Or just a craving for our key lime pie? Checkmate. No matter the reason, big, small, or none at all, you gotta come to Charleston's.
Evolve Events strives to provide a top-tier youth basketball experience in the OKC metro area. Our goal is to create a safe, competitive atmosphere that also works within your budget. We are focused on facilitating an environment that will help all players, teams, and coaches grow. Whether you're aiming to take your skills to the next level, secure a spot on your school team, or one day hoist a gold ball at the big house, Evolve Events has a platform for you. Don't just play, evolve. Visit our website at evolveokevents.com to get signed up for an Evolve event today.
I will have... Sorry, but how do you choose? I will have... Ooh, the old-fashioned banana split sends your taste buds to heaven. But the strawberry shortcake sundae tastes like summer in a dish. Then there's the molten lava cake sundae. Oh, but the banana fudge sundae, I'm truly...
Sir, or you could get all four.
Let's do that.
Come enjoy your favorite classic sundae at Brahms.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company well-versed in selling farm and ranch land, minerals, commercial and residential properties, as well as equipment, estate, and trust liquidations. In order to better serve our clients, Wiggins Realty offers conventional for-sale listings as well as buyer representation. Whether buying or selling, auction or conventional, we want to be your trusted company. Wiggins Auctioneers, 3 generations strong and setting the standard since 1963.
All right, welcome back. We did not get a stat sheet up here, so just a few last thoughts. This is, in fact, the first boys state title in anything for Newcastle since football in 1992.
Wow.
And
We have first year in 5A and made a state title appearance on the girls' side and won it on the boys' side, and that's tough to do.
And was nearly in the state football finals as well, if I recall. But that's a great season for the Racers, and free throws doomed Carl Albert today, and they're going to look at this for a long time and feel a lot of pain. So, Colby, I really appreciate it. Pleasure meeting you, and enjoyed it. Hopefully we could do this some other time, and thank you for your production work, and to Adam and everybody in the Sports Animal platform.